One of the reasons my wardrobe became overwhelming is because I wasn't thinking in categories. I think people often shop for selves, quote unquote. At some point, I may have been shopping for my trendy self when I bought an oversized striped button down, or my dainty party going self when I bought a ruffle miniskirt. A lot of shopping is actually an attempt to resolve an identity tension. Like, who I am now is not fully where I want to be yet, but I can see myself there. The difficult part is that wardrobe curation sometimes requires deciding which identities are actually becoming part of your real life and which ones are staying fantasy for now. That can bring grief, honestly, because sometimes the dress was never just a dress. Sometimes it represented softness, freedom, romance, a version of yourself you weren't fully living yet. I noticed this especially when I used to shop after exhausting work days. You may think you're buying a beautiful silk dress because you, quote unquote, need something nice. But sometimes what you're actually craving is relief from a life that feels overly harsh, draining, or emotionally flat. The dress becomes symbolic of the life experience you want access to. And that's why emotional overbuying happens so easily. Recently, I went through a huge decluttering process and removed around 400 pieces from my life. One thing that helped me was categorizing clothing much more specifically, not just shirts and bottoms. I started separating things into long sleeve button downs, crew neck tees, midi skirts, ruffle midi skirts. That's when I realized how many pieces were actually serving the exact same function. Before, I would buy something simply because this is cute, but I wasn't asking, what role is this piece already filling in my closet? For example, I realized I owned a huge amount of crew neck tees because I associated them with containment. I reached for them when I wanted to feel less perceived. I was running errands. I needed practicality. I was dressing for work under blazers. But eventually, I realized I don't need 20 versions of the same emotional function. Now, when I see a cute crew neck tee at a store, I don't just think, do I like this? I think, what category is this entering? Because when everything hangs separately in a closet, your brain often doesn't register duplication. But categories expose patterns. And that's when shopping starts shifting from emotional impulse to ecosystem awareness.
Anyway.